Hello and TGIF, thank goodness it's Friday. I'm John RMS, otherwise known as AceBullion. Martin the Silver Trader sent me in this coin so I can cast my eyes on it and give you guys my honest thoughts and opinions. Also to share with you a little bit more about it. That way you guys can make an informed decision on whether or not you want to buy it or not. Now, we're going to start off, of course, I have done the previous reviews of, as you can see from the above, Beowulf. I've covered both the Grendel and Grendel's mother, where those are both, some really interesting historical myths, I guess. But let's see here. We have, first off, on the coin itself, King Charles the Third and 2 pounds denomination. So it is a coin. It's produced by the Royal Mint. This is the third in the series, and what I'm going to assume is going to be the final in the series, because essentially what I'm going to tell you is, well, how the story ends. So I cannot see how anything further can be produced. But, we never know. It's interesting to see. So up above here we have a 2025. And by the way, before I say anything further, if you actually do like this story and you like the myth and legend and you haven't yet, collected it, well, Martin still has some of last year's version. So you can actually do the entire set at once and, well, save yourself some money at the same time because, well, you get a multi-buy. Yeah, use that discount, guys. All right, so we have Beowulf and the Dragon here. That's what it says. That's what it is. Now, 1 ounce fine silver, 3 nines fine there, and it looks pretty dang good. Especially, let's just zoom in here a little bit. And we can see, so we can see there Beowulf as an old man, and we can see the dragon right here coming right back at Beowulf. So, here's the story, and I'm gonna let you have a look at this silver as I tell it. So, I've already told you how Beowulf defeated Grendel, which was that large monster that attacked the kingdom, eventually ripping his arm off and all of that. Well, then Grendel's mother got really upset and came back for revenge, dragged Beowulf under, a lake, and luckily there was a pocket of air where Beowulf fought Grendel's mother and eventually, with a magical sword, defeated Grendel's mother. Came to the surface. Now, here's what happened since then. So he came to the surface and he then was greeted by the king there with lots of, gold and lots of silver and just lots of goodies. So he brought him back and brought it over to his king, who granted him, well, his own little kingdom, because he thought, well, Beowulf had done a great job. Okay, great. So a couple of years go by and the, king from the original kingdom that he fought these monsters with, bestowed him as the king of that new kingdom. Well, that old kingdom, the one that went, through all the perils. Anyway, so 50 years goes by with him now as king. He's bored, he's tired. He swapped his sword for, a quill and ink. And how tiring it is, yes, the people need X, Y, and Z, but, he always longed for, the fight. And, well, that's what he eventually gets. So be careful what you wish for, folks. So what happens is that this thief, moseying on through the woods, is in search of some missing treasure and stumbles across it. Wow, what a find, right? So couldn't believe his eyes. He's in this cave and he finds a mass of treasure. Couldn't believe his eyes, as I said, steals a goblet. And I mean, this first thing he grabbed, because it was encrusted with gems and everything that you could imagine. Well, as he looked up, there was a dragon. Oh, the dragon wasn't happy. She was not happy at all that this thief had just stolen from her. The thief runs off and goes hiding in the woods. The dragon pulls herself out and begins to circle and finds this kingdom, of course, well, the one that Beowulf was in charge of. And, well, dragon instincts, burn it all down. And that she did. And then she took off. She went back to her little hideaway area and stayed there for a little bit. Well, Beowulf, seeing this, lost a lot and said, well, I want revenge. No one does this to me. Again, thinking, hey, look, it wasn't Beowulf's fault. But he's going to dang well make sure he finishes this, right? And having defeated 2 giant monsters already, one on land, one on sea, what could be the difference? So he asked his armor to forge a fireproof shield. And that's what he did. And then he rounded up some men and said, right, we're going to go find this thing and we're going to defeat it. Well, on their way to looking for this dragon, they find the cave entrance. First off, they find the thief and ask him and find out all about what happened. Insist that he, takes them to this cave, and in which they do. They find the cave entrance. Now, the Beowulf then starts to shout and, get the dragon's attention. Everyone runs off apart from his friend Beowulf, who stays with him. Anyway, so this dragon then, kind of lurches out. Beowulf takes his sword and it shatters on the dragon. Yeah. Well, that peeved off the dragon. Yep. Because, Beowulf now is an old man. He was trying to fight it, for as long as he could by trying to hold it onto the ground before, slicing and dicing it. But, that wasn't working. So slice and dice, and that failed. So now he's kind of up a creek. His friend Beowulf, though, takes his sword and ends up hitting the dragon, but really doesn't do anything. And the dragon, it burns off his arm. And when, Beowulf had made that strike with the dragon, well, the dragon, kind of bit its neck a little bit, Yeah. So there's Beowulf with, a big wound, so we say, because I don't want to go into too much gory detail. And his friend Beowulf lost an arm. Well, Beowulf at this point is really in a horrible situation. So he pulls out his dagger and thrusts it right into the belly of the dragon. Because the dragon's pretty much on top of Beowulf at this point. And the dragon goes down with a thud. Now, Beowulf at this point kind of feels a little bit dizzy, wondering what the heck's going on. It's kind of this scene that you're looking at here, as he just thrusted into the dragon's belly. And he realizes that he is fatally wounded. And that the dragon was, poisonous. So he instructs, his friend Beowulf. He says, look, just go in, start bringing me some of that treasure. I'm just curious to see before I go, Beowulf does. Anyway, there's all the gold, there's all the riches, and Beowulf then is no more. Of course, the dragon is no more, and Beowulf is no more. Beowulf, the last survivor, the one who stuck by his king, is now, of course, the new king. So, he was around to share that and to pass that story on. And this is the depiction here of the final fight scene. I don't know about you guys, but you know what? After fighting a monster called Grendel, then fighting his mother, then fighting a dragon, yeah, that dude died honorably. And he didn't do it for the riches, initially. He just did it to help out. Well, interesting, wise tales. There's a lot to be taken from it. But take away this. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye for now.